Welcome back to another episode of Makeup Graveyard. Today we have another blush drawer to go through. I've labelled this one as my Shimmer, Sheen and Glitter blushes. Also I've got my Benefit boxed blushes and blush palettes. We'll go through what I plan to keep, what I plan to get rid of. First up, something from NARS. This is from the Guy Bourdin collection. I think, is that how I say it? This is the One Night Stand cheek palette. We've got a bronzer, highlighter, various shades of blush. Definitely keeping that one. This is a brush set from Furless. I will move that one out of the way. We have something from Tarina Tarantino. I picked this one up on a trip to New York City. This is the Doll Skin Cheek Palette. Tarina Tarantino is not carried in Sephora anymore. I will actually be moving this blush quad on. Something from Tarte. They come out with a palette like this every year around the holidays. This is a lovely collection of Amazonian clay blushes. I will be keeping this one. This is one from Gorgeous Cosmetics. Lots of neutral blushes in here. I will be keeping this one. A 10 colour blush palette from Coastal Scents. Just a nice one to take if I'm doing someone's makeup. I will be keeping that. And then I also have a little collection here. You can see what happens to blush over time when they're exposed to light. Various blushes and bronzers here. I will be keeping this little handy Z palette of blushes. Along the side here we have all of my Benefit boxed blushes. I will be keeping all of them. We have Throb, Rocketeur, Bella Bamba, Havana, Coralista, Dandelion, Dallas, Sugar Bomb and Georgia. A mineralized skin finish from MAC. This was out probably a year ago. This is in the shade Rio. I'll be keeping that. That's a really pretty shade. Another mineralized skin finish from MAC. This is in the shade Stereo Rose, the one and only. I will definitely be keeping that. From Arbonne, this is a blush in the shade Apricot. Bit of shimmer to it. You can see it's like a goldy apricot shade. I will be keeping that. It's a fairly unique shade for my collection. We have a dual intensity blush from NARS in the shade Frenzy. Definitely keeping. The Hot Mama blush from The Balm. This is like a dupe for NARS Orgasm. A shimmery peachy pink, keeping. And we have my busted and brutalized oldest NARS item in the collection. This is in fact NARS Orgasm. You can see packaging fallen apart. We've hit pan on that. Gosh, this packaging has seen better days. Keeping. From Tom Ford, this is a cheek color in the shade Love Lust. Keeping. From Milani, this is a baked blush in the shade Coralina, a favorite of mine. Pretty shade. Keeping. From Milani, this is a mineral blush with brush and this is in the shade Luminous. Gorgeous shade. Keeping. And finally another baked blush in the shade Rose d'Oro. We've got a lovely gold going through there. It's just, they're such pretty shades if you don't mind a little bit of glitter in your blush. Keeping. Another MAC mineralized skin finish, this time in the shade Cheeky Bronze. Keeping. A Chanel Jouer contrast in the shade Canaille. Keeping. Couple blushes here from Coral Colours, Australian drugstore brand. It's time to move this on. We've got Intrigue blusher and Love blusher. Moving on. Some more MAC blushes here. This is a MAC Sheer Tone blush in Spring Sheen. Keeping. Mineralized blush in Ring of Satin. I'll keep that. From BYS, this is a compact blush in the shade Pinch Me. It is a really pretty peach. I'll be keeping that. From Sephora and Pantone Universe, this is Apricot Brandy from a couple of years ago. It's time to move this one on. From Sleek, this is a powder blush in the shade Rose Gold. I will be moving that one on. From Models Prefer, this is the blush cheek powder in the shade Peach Bellini. I will be moving that on. From Savvy, mineralized baked blush in the shade Blossom. I think this one was actually recommended to me by a friend. It is a really pretty shade. I will keep that one. Another BYS blush. This time we have the shade Peachy. I think the top part of that blush has actually fallen off. That is also a really pretty shade, but given the state of the compact, I will get rid of that one. We also have a couple blushes here from Cargo. Remember this packaging? This is the Big Easy blush, and I will actually be getting rid of that one. We have another one in the Big Easy, and I will keep that one. Another MAC mineralized skin finish in the shade Stereo Rose. This I think is the original that came out about 5 years ago, and I did buy it again because there were slight differences in the shade when it came out in the last year. I'll be keeping both of those. Moving on to more plummy shades here, we've got the Bare Minerals Loose Powder Blush in the shade Golden Gate. I will hold on to that. Another Milani Baked Blush. This is in the shade Berry Amour. A gorgeous, gorgeous shimmery berry shade. I'll be keeping that one. From Lorac, this is the Baked Matte Satin Blush in the shade Exposed. Really pretty shade. It is really, really pretty. Something from Bourjois. This is a limited edition blush in the shade Lilas d'Or. I have difficulty getting pigmentation out of my Bourjois blushes. I will actually move this one along. It's beautiful and sparkly, but I never reach for them just because they are too much trouble for me. I will move that one along. A NARS blush in the shade Deep Throat. Not quite as sparkly and apricot-y as Orgasm. Still a really lovely pop of fresh colour on the cheeks. I'll be keeping Deep Throat. An Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush. This one is in the shade Diffused Heat. I'll be keeping that. From Sportsgirl, this is a Get Cheeky Cheek and Eye Shimmer in the shade Rose. I will be moving this one on. From Milani, another baked blush. This one's in the shade Dolce Pink. Quite a lot of glitter to it. This is what it looks like on my arm, if you can see. I won't wear something with that much glitter, so I will move that one along. From MAC, this is a mineralized blush in the shade Petal Power. Really pretty pink. It doesn't come off quite as dark on the skin as it looks in the compact. I will be keeping that. It's got a beautiful sheen and finish to it. A MAC Extra Dimension blush in the shade See Me, Hear Me. I will be keeping that. A Bare Minerals Loose Powder Blush. This is in the shade Vintage Pink. I will keep that. That is a really pretty peachy shade. Another limited edition MAC. This is a mineralized skin finish in the shade Star Wonder. It is quite glittery looking. It's like a mauvey pink shade. I will actually be moving Star Wonder along, as pretty as it is. From Milani, another peachy baked blush. This is in the shade Luminoso. I'll definitely be keeping that. A Bare Minerals All Over Face color. This is in the shade True. Quite a glittery but nude toned loose powder. I will actually be moving this one along. Physicians Formula Face Blush. This is the Happy Booster Glow and Mood Boosting Blush in the shade Rose. They came out with a couple different shades. Rose is a really nice vivid pink. I will actually keep this one. A MAC Sheer Tone Shimmer Blush in the shade Peachy Keen, keeping. From Hard Candy, this is Living Doll Blush Crush Baked Blush. A really pretty shade, but it is time to move that on. Laura Mercier Second Skin Cheek Color Lotus Pink. A really lovely everyday peach. I will definitely keep that. From Smashbox, this is a Blush Rush in Flush. I think I bought this one because Tiffany D really raved about it. I will keep this one. It does have a lovely sheeny finish to it. From Maybelline, Pure Blush Mineral Powder Blush. This is in the shade Moonlight Mauve. It's not current anymore. I will be moving that one along. A NARS Powder Blush in the shade Outlaw, a more vibrant rosy shade. I will be keeping Outlaw. From Prestige Skin Loving Minerals, this is a Fresh Glow Baked Mineral Blush in the shade Pink. They make some really nice face products, Prestige. I do really like them. Another one of those ethereal glow type products. I will keep that one. An older one here from Rimmel. This is Santa Rose. I don't know if they make this anymore, but this is a favorite of mine, a favorite drugstore blush. This is a really nice peachy powder blush, very subtle. I don't know how much sheen it has though. I might actually move it to my more matte drawer and add it to the peaches. I will be keeping that. Moving right to the back, a few different blushes back here. We've got a MAC Mineralized Blush in the shade Lovejoy. I'll keep that. A nice vibrant sheer tone shimmer blush called Dolly Mix from MAC. I'll be keeping that. A Coral Colors Allure Blusher. I'll be moving that one along, as I will be moving the Sigma blush in Ruby Tuesday along. Sleek Powder Blush in the shade Sunrise, a peachy, shimmery, bronzy shade. I will be moving this one on. Just 3 more to go. Milani Baked Blush in the shade Red Vino, a really dark looking color in the compact, and again, as I sort of blend this one in, you can see in its blended out shade, it's It's really quite pretty. I think this would be suited for darker skinned people, though I will be moving that one on. From Chanel, this is a Jouer contrast in the shade Rose Glacier. It is a lighter pink. It does have some glitter to it. I will be keeping that. Finally, we have the Napoleon Blush Patrol. I don't wear this very often, but this really is a staple part of Napoleon's line. You can see it is a very plummy, neutrally type shade. You really don't want a whole lot of this product. It blends out to a lovely finish though. It's got a really slight sheen to it. I will be keeping this one for reference. That is it. That is all of my blushes from my Shimmer Glitter Sheen and Blush Palette and Benefit boxed blush drawer. I'm going to put everything back in and I'll give you the final count in just a tick. And here we are with the collection put away. I have really not much in the back there. We've got our peachy shades here, some palettes here, Benefit box blushes here, and some more pinks here. We are keeping 52 of these blushes in the drawer and we are getting rid of 19. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this has inspired some of you to go through your collection and think about what you would like to keep and what you'd like to move on. That is it from me. Have yourself a gorgeous day. Please don't forget, you are beautiful. It is one thing to look at though. Make sure you be it. It is so much more important. I will see you again really, really soon. Bye. This is in fact NARS Orgasm. You can see packaging fallen apart. We've hit pan on that. I will be keeping it. I probably won't get another Orgasm. I probably won't get another replacement of this anytime soon. It's just nice to have it in my collection.